new Pokemon, a riding mechanic, cosmetics, and more. Today, we're taking a look at Cobblemon's 1.7 Snapshot, giving us a sneak peek of what may be coming in the future. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me today on this 1.7 Cobblemon Snapshot update. Today we have Shadow, Greninja, and Benru. They are all familiar faces if you're familiar with my content. They're here because they know a lot more about Cobblemon than I do, and they're going to kind of just run through what we're doing today, the new update, which adds so much stuff. So let's take a look at Pokemon Riding. It's a great addition since you won't need a mod anymore. You simply shift and right click, and some Pokemon will give you the ability to ride them. And they go fast when in the air, like really fast. It feels very smooth. You can even adjust your Pokemon stats.
So from what I can tell, it adds a combat with a mod called Do a Barrel Roll, which does this exact same thing, except with Elytras. So I think it's either reusing the code, because you don't need it you don't need to have it installed to ride the Pokemon, but either way, it's insanely good, and I can't wait till it's actually released.
This is a good point to mention. Everything you see here is not final. So the developers may add these features and they may not. But let's move on to the new Pokemon. This snapshot gives us a look at around 50 newly added Pokemon. I think the biggest ones are Latias, Latios, and Cyclizar. I'm also showing the newly added ones right now. You'll be keeping most of these Pokemon in your PC, which also saw some improvements. You can now change wallpapers, filter by gender, type, level, and name. The developers also added a new tab that shows your Pokemon's marks.
Yep.
Yeah, there is. That was what I was going to mention.
Yeah.
You've got Alpha, there's a lot of stuff. I think they're all going to have like a use eventually. Yeah, the champion ribbons, they do plan to add gyms, and when they get around to adding their NPCs, they're going to add towns and gyms. It's being worked on, so I expect it's probably going to be 1.8, 1.9 maybe, because the systems are in place. They just need a little bit of work to them, and some structures.
So now let's move on to another big feature of this snapshot, cosmetics. A handful of Pokemon can now wear sunglasses and other items.
Now they updated Pokemon AI. So during nighttime, in the pasture, if they're not doing anything, they'll sleep. They also made so like some Pokemon now act like certain mobs. So I'm pretty sure Arcanine will scare away skeletons. Persian will scare away creepers like Ocelots, and there's a bunch more.
A lot of these just kind of make sense, I feel like Girder being able to carry literally iron, netherite, and gold. I mean, it's a good touch. Maybe a little bit of waste of resources. Very much a waste of netherite, but looks good. So do you have to spawn in these sunglasses to give them to him, right?
I'm pretty sure there's crafting recipes for most of the items.
Okay, perfect.
This one's black glasses. Do they have crafting? Yes, they do.
Awesome.
Most of the Helheim should have crafting recipes.
And then Conkeldurr over here is doing, what did we say it was? Concrete?
Yeah, so giving him certain concrete powder will basically just change the concrete pillars to that color.
The evolutions all have new models. So, Sylveon, Jolteon. I don't think they're entirely revamped, but it's there's some slight changes to improve them. Like, I think they're all a lot taller than they were before, in the legs.
The developers also added cooking and new blocks.
They added a new wood to the mod, which is called Saturine logs. I think Ben, you wanna take over this?
So, apart from it just being like a nice blue wood set, if you take a honey bottle and right-click on the Saturine logs, if I remember correctly, you can use this to lure certain Pokemon to your location.
Yeah. When you do this, basically Pokemon that spawn, one, it increases spawn rates around this thing. Two, the Pokemon that spawn around this honey-coated logs will have a higher chance of having hidden abilities.
Oh, that's sick. I would have never even thought to have added this in. That's smart. Several battle items and consumables have also been added in. Unlike the last version 1.6, we got a few more candies. We got Tough Candy, Smart Candy, Courage Candy, and a plethora of others. There's also different types of mochi and consumables the players can use. This snapshot also adds several battle items like the Luminous Moss, Zoomlins, Utility Umbrella, and much more. Here's another big one. You can now see what items your Pokemon are holding. So for Teddiursa here, it can wear an EXP share and hold a berry. For you competitive players, don't worry, only you can see your Pokemon's held items. We just bypassed it for this video. Now this is a reminder, nothing you see here is final, so we don't know what will end up making the cut for 1.7. A few days ago we did get a teaser showing off writing, so hopefully the release of this update is close. I showed off most of the stuff in this snapshot, minus a few cosmetics and some AI changes. Anyways, that's all I have for you now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. See ya!